Good morning, dear students. In our last class, we have discussed what are the different sources of conventional energy, and in continuation with that, we are going to read about the hydropower right now. Okay, hydropower, as the name suggests, come from hydro. Hydro means water. So the electricity which is produced from water, okay, that is known as hydropower, or that is known as hydropower. Okay, what actually happens, we store water in big dams or at the top from where it is made to fall, and once it falls onto turbine, rotating turbine, and once it rotates the turbine, it is connected to a generator which rotates the generator, and as a result electricity is produced. Okay, phenomenon is very simple. Let's begin our session with hydropower or hydroelectric power. Okay, see, hydropower, the rainwater or river water. Okay, either you collect rainwater or river water is stored in dams. Big dams are built in which water is stored. Right now it is made to fall from height. Those water which is stored in dams or in tanks or in any of the material is made to fall with great speed. Okay, it is made to fall from height. Okay, and where it falls, the water is made to fall over the turbine. One rotating thing is there, turbine is there, which has blades. Okay, fan like structure which has blades. Once the water hits the turbine, it rotates it. Okay, it made to fall over the turbine, which rotates the blade at the bottom, which rotates the blade of the turbine, and the moving blades turn the generator to produce electricity. Phenomenon is very simple. I am going to explain it with the help of diagram also. Let's see the diagram. It is a diagram of hydroelectric power system, or it is a diagram of hydroelectric plant. Okay, in which, see, water is stored over here. It is made to fall from height, right? Water is falling from the height. Here is a turbine, okay, which has blades connected to it. When this water hits the turbine or hits the blade of the turbine, it made it to rotate, and this turbine is connected to generator. Okay, and once the generator moves, or once the generator starts, what it does, it produces electricity, right? Yes. So this generator is connected to transformer, or you can say power sources. In this way the electricity is produced. You see very clearly. Okay, if the picture is not clear, still you try to understand the phenomenon only. Okay, water is made to fall from the height. It is made to fall over the turbine. Turbine rotates. It is connected to generator. Once the generator moves, right, electricity is produced, which is being generated through transformer or with other sources, right? So the phenomenon is very clear. I think the picture might be coming. You are very much clearly seeing this picture. Okay, so I have written this thing also in brief like this, right? So you can note this down also, as well as you can make a beautiful diagram on your own also of hydroelectric power system, right? Yes, these are conventional sources of energy, right? Now if we are going to learn about non-conventional sources, let's find out what it is. Non-conventional sources, right, which are not in use for longer period of time. These are developed, or these sources, these resources are developed within last 20 years or 30 years or something like that. Okay, so non-conventional sources are not in use for long time. In conventional sources we have read that which has got developed or which are in use for long time, but here in non-conventional sources these are not in use for long time. As for example, your solar energy is there, right? Moreover, wind energy is there, okay? Tidal energy is there, okay? And other sources. We are going to discuss all these things one by one, and this is all about your chapter, okay? Now the question is, why we need non-conventional sources? Non-conventional sources are already present, so why there is a need of non-conventional sources? The answer is very simple. The conventional sources which we are using from the very beginning for longer period of time are going to get exhausted or are limited, because of which now there is shortage of these conventional sources. And in order to overcome, in order to make the sources to be available on the earth, we need this non-conventional sources. Okay, so there is a shortage of fossil fuel. Okay, why? Because we are using it time and again. Fossil fuel are being used, okay, from the very beginning. Moreover, it takes millions of years, thousands of years for the formation, because of which there is a shortage of fossil fuel, right? Because we have the shortage of fossil fuel, and because we are using it at increased pace, because we are increasing it at great pace, at great speed, so there is a shortage of fossil fuel, because of which we need non-conventional sources. Clear? Because why we need non-conventional sources? Because shortage of fossil fuel due to its increased use make us to come up with the technology of non-conventional sources, or it make us to prepare some alternate sources which will be used in place of conventional sources, right? Moreover, fossil fuel and other sources which are available in your conventional sources, they create pollution, right? So these causes pollution, okay? Because fossil fuels and other sources are creating pollution, they are causing the pollution. In order to overcome the pollution, in order to reduce the pollution, in order to remove the pollution, we need non-conventional sources. Clear? So why we need non-conventional sources? Because of shortage of fossil fuel, because fossil fuels and other sources are creating pollution. That's why we need non-conventional sources. Clear? Yes. I don't think there will be any problem. Now we are going to read about non-conventional sources. First, the solar energy. What is solar energy? Solar energy trapped from sun. As the name suggests, the energy produced by sun, or the energy we receive from sun is being used to generate electricity and to do other means of work. That is solar energy, right? So what actually happens in solar energy is, it is the solar energy trapped from sun. The energy trapped from the sun can be used in solar cells to produce the electricity. You might have seen solar panels, right? Solar panels, big plates, right? What is there inside it? Solar cells are there. Suppose if this is the plate, solar cells are embedded inside it, are placed inside it. As soon as they receive the solar energy, as soon as the sun gives its energy, that solar cell converts that energy, light energy, into another source or into electrical energy. Okay, simple. So solar energy trapped from the sun, that means caught. Trapped means caught. Okay, so solar energy trapped from sun is used by solar cells to produce electricity. Okay, and it is used in solar heaters. Example, solar heater is there, solar calculator is there, solar cookers are there, which are used for making food. We need to keep it in the sun. It traps the solar energy, converts that energy into heat energy or electrical energy. So these solar cells trap the solar energy and convert that energy into another type, into another form. This is the work of solar cells. Okay, so you might have read about it. Now see a diagram also. The solar energy, okay, is being trapped by solar panels. Solar panel has solar cells. Now these solar cells convert it into electrical energy. Okay, it is a very simple phenomenon. Okay, so that's why we are reading about solar energy. It is an unconventional source of energy. Okay, producing no pollution, almost free of pollution. Okay, it didn't create any pollution, so lots of advantages over there. Moreover, solar energy is present in our country in abundant amount, in sufficient amount, right? That's why we use solar energy. Okay, once again see the diagram. Solar energy is received by the solar panels, solar plates, which has solar cells, which converts the electrical energy into, which converts the solar energy into electrical energy, right? Yes, this is the phenomenon. Phenomenon is simple, only you have to understand the thing. Okay, if the picture is clear, that's okay. If the picture is also not clear, you can see the picture from the net, okay, from any other sources, no problem. Picture is very simple. Okay, I don't think there will be any problem. I think picture is quite clear. Okay, now coming on to the next, wind energy, another source of energy. Wind energy. Okay, what happens? The high speed wind rotates the windmill. See, these are windmills. So when the wind comes, it rotates the windmill. The windmill is connected to generator. So once it moves, it rotates the generator connected to it, and once the generator rotates, it gets started and it produces the electricity. Okay, that means the key to all these sources of energy is very simple. You need to rotate something, you need to move something. It is connected to generator, and generator, once it rotates, okay, it produces electricity. Clear? So wind energy also works in the same way. The high speed wind rotates the windmill, right? The windmill is connected to generator, right? It is connected to generator, which produces the electricity. Okay, you can show electricity by many ways. Okay, right? So this is about the wind energy, right? Another non-conventional source of energy. Clear? I don't think there will be any problem with these things. Okay, if you have any doubts, if you have any clarification, you just write it, ask media. Okay, this is a beautiful diagram of wind energy. Okay, now after wind energy we have nuclear powered here. As the name suggests, nuclear, we obtain the energy from nuclei or nucleus of an atom. In science you might have read that there is a particle known as atom. Inside the core of the atom there is a particle known as nucleus, isn't it? So with the help of nuclei of atoms we are producing electricity, or we are producing some different effects. That is the work of nuclear power plant. Okay, it is obtained from energy stored in nuclei of atoms. Nuclei is singular, nucleus is plural. Okay, so we obtain energy. We obtain energy from where? Which is the energy which is stored in the nuclei of atoms. Okay, and these nuclei of atoms are available in the elements, radioactive elements like uranium and thorium. Okay, remember these two elements here, it is very important. These are radioactive elements, uranium and thorium. Okay, these radioactive elements are used for generation of electricity, for production of electricity in nuclear power. Okay, we use radioactive elements only. Okay, radioactive materials like uranium and thorium. So what is nuclear power? The power which is obtained from energy stored in nuclei of atoms of radioactive elements like uranium and thorium. Okay, yes. Now it's a matter to know, it's a very good question, where we get uranium deposits. The uranium deposits are found in Rajasthan and Jharkhand. Okay, the uranium deposits are found in Rajasthan and Jharkhand. Moreover, thorium is found in monazite sands of Kerala. Okay, clear? These are the states or these are the places from where we get this radioactive deposit, the radioactive elements deposition. Okay, so uranium and thorium is required for production of electricity from nuclei of atoms. For taking the nuclei of atom, these two elements are required, uranium and thorium. From where we get uranium and thorium? Uranium is being available in Rajasthan and Jharkhand, these two states basically. Okay, majorly. And thorium is found in monazite sands of Kerala. Okay, moreover, these are the names of some of the important nuclear power station. Very important question, because it might be asked in competitive examinations also. Where is such and such power plant? Where is nuclear power plant? This is situated. Where that is situated? These are important nuclear power stations of our country. Kalpakkam, where it is? Tamil Nadu. Kalpakkam of Tamil Nadu is a very famous nuclear power station. Okay, nuclear power plant. Okay, Kalpakkam in Tamil Nadu. Tarapur, which is in Maharashtra. Nadoda in UP and Kaiga in Karnataka. These are famous nuclear power station, nuclear power plants of our country. Okay, these produce electricity by the use of radioactive elements like uranium and thorium. Okay, clear? I don't think there will be any problems. Okay, nuclear power stations are available where, in which parts of country it is operating, and for the working scheme a small diagram is also there. Okay, have a look at it. Nuclear power plant, a layout of nuclear power plant, how it works. The uranium and thorium are bombarded, okay, or being fed up with, okay, the atoms or the nuclei of uranium and thorium are being bombarded in chambers, okay, which produces steam. Steam, you know, yes, the vapor of water. Okay, these are used for the production of steam, and once the steam is generated, this steam is used to rotate the turbine which is connected to generator, which in turns produces the electricity. Okay, so the phenomenon in every type of power plant or every plant is the same. They used to produce electricity, right? How it produces electricity? It made the turbine to rotate. Turbine is connected to generator and generator produces electricity. Simple. The phenomenon is very simple, right? So it is a layout of nuclear power plant. Okay, you can see it very carefully from the net. Also you can take out simple diagrams also, no problem. Okay, you don't have to read all these things in detailed form, not here. In higher classes you have to read, but this is a small layout just to know the phenomenon in social science, that okay, electricity is produced by means of atoms of nuclei also. Okay, the elements by the use of element of radioactive elements. Okay, elements of radioactive material. Okay, like uranium and thorium. Okay, in windmill we use wind power for generation of electricity. In tidal power we use water for production of electricity, and all these things, all these phenomena you need to understand. Clear? Yes. I don't think there will be any problem. Shall we proceed? Yes. Now, the tidal energy. Tidal energy. Tides, right? So, tides are also used. Tide is also a form of water. Phenomenon is simple. In hydel power, we take water for the generation of electricity. In tidal energy, we use tides. Tides are ripples which are being formed in water, right? So these are the tidal energy, the energy which is generated from tides. Okay, the energy which is produced from tides is called tidal energy, right? And high tides are used to turn the turbine to produce electricity, right? So in this phenomenon also, see, turbine is rotating. Are you saying it? Yes, turbine is rotating. See, turbines are nothing but the blades which keeps on rotating, or when something strikes it, it starts moving. So either incoming tides or outgoing tides, whatever tide it will be, it makes the turbine to rotate. The turbine is connected to generator which produces the electricity. Simple. Phenomenon is very simple. What are tidal energy? Energy generated from tides is tidal energy, and the high tides are used to turn the turbine to produce electricity. Turbine is connected to generator. Generator produces electricity. In this way also you can write. Okay. So I think diagram is very clear. Okay. Tides, the coming or going, outgoing, the coming, incoming or going out tides make the turbine to rotate. Turbine is connected to generator which produces electricity. Clear? I don't think there will be any problem here now. Now it's a time to note down your homework here. What is hydel power? First question is, what is hydel power? And second question is, draw neat and clean diagram of hydel power. Clear? Yes. You have to note it down. Okay, note it down very accurately. What is hydel power? Draw neat and clean diagram of hydel power. Okay, this is your homework for now. In our next section, we are going to continue with the question answer discussion of question answers. Okay, till then we are going to meet for the next time. Okay, take care of your family, stay well, stay healthy, stay safe, and be serious towards your study. Keep on continuing with your studies through these online classes. I hope you will be enjoying the online classes. So it's a good opportunity for you as well as me also to communicate with you, and the communication is going on through the online classes here. So till the next time we are going to meet, it's a bye from my side. Have a nice day. Have a wonderful day, dear. Thank you.